Is that working? Let's see. There it is. Oh my God. What a pain, the pain of it all, you know? Yeah. I don't know. I was going to do this at 5 o'clock, and then none of the audio worked. Got that working. Then the camera doesn't work. I don't know. Anyway, here we are. Was going to do, I guess he didn't hear anything I said earlier. So, yeah, I was going to do a Nailsin news thing, but I didn't want to go up against Pat's show, and it went longer than I expected. And then I got very tired, and just, man, it's a lot of news stories. So maybe tonight I'll do that one. I don't know. I got to do the pop culture breakdown and all that. Then I'm like, oh crap, the Wednesday comic show. So all right, I'll do that. And because it's only a handful. And then I guess I'll construct the thumbnail for the video after the fact. Ass backwards, as it were. You know? So gee, that'll be a lot of fun, won't it? Sure. So that's great. So let me see here. We'll go through the list of these comic books that it's all DC. That's it. I don't know that there's anything worth bothering about with Marvel. So let's go with this. Put you in there. There we go. Isn't that great? Then I gotta make damn sure this is actually working. So give me a few minutes as I take a look. And there we go. God, will I ever be able to actually do a show? I don't know. Maybe one day. Yeah. So, all right, here we go with Justice League Dark Tomorrow special. So I don't know if this is it says it's special. So I don't know if this will be like an ongoing thing in Justice League or a spinoff of Justice League or whatever. I just thought this would, and it does, it ties into all the time travel shenanigans that's been going on thanks to Gorilla Grodd, where he brought in the Legion of Doom, but from the past. And then all these different timeline people got mixed in. Here on the cover, we're seeing Gold Beetle, who's supposed to be the daughter of Blue Beetle, and she won't say who. So I'm guessing it's probably her mother is related to Booster Gold or something. Then, of course, Huntress, Batman's daughter. And then, of course, Batman Beyond the Batman from the future. All that crap. And then they have Booster Gold. I thought it was him. Maybe it isn't. On the cover. And I thought, oh, they're going to go into what became of him when he apparently ended up in the Absolute Universe or something like that, And then that was it. They never saw him again, So they'll finally, and I guess this does tie into that stuff, but not getting that from this. So, So it opens up and you think, oh, is that Booster Gold? No, you'll see. So we're in the time stream. If you ever do any time traveling, it's going to look like this until you get where you're going or when you were going. Yeah, whatever. Oh boy. Old eyes makes this difficult. One of the downsides to being a time traveler with the power of precognition is that one day you're going to end up having a vision of your own death. Yeah, yeah. Matthew Ryder, known as Wave Rider, has known this moment was coming for years. Well, you don't really need precognition to know that. It's coming for everybody. Yeah, yeah. But with precognition comes a profound capacity for denial. That too. I don't have any precognition of my own death, but I know it's coming, but I live as if it's not. It's because what everybody does. You can't dwell on that. You'll go cray-cray. Anyway, no one knows better than a time traveler that time is ever-changing, always fluid. And so a vision of a violent death on one day might work out to be, say, a wedding on another. So he's going to get married to this guy? That's, yeah. So anyway, you've got these Omega demons, which somewhat reminiscent of the shadow demons of, Crisis way back when. But I guess this has to do with Darkseid and all that. So here they are. He's chasing Wave Rider across different eras of time. Looks like medieval Japan, the 1930s of America, New York. Maybe modern times. I don't know. And then dinosaur days. Yeah. Things don't always transpire exactly the way they had been foreseen. Yeah. So, boy, I tell you, that's a real way out for someone who claims to have psychic powers or precognition, and you just say, well, this is how it's going to turn out in the year, 2030 or whatever, on a Thursday in October or whatever. And then it doesn't. You go, well, time's fluid, so things changed. Meaning all the precognition you have is utterly useless. Yeah. Oh, here's where they remind you, this is a Justice League special. Yeah. So then we jump to Giza, Egypt in the year 2439 BC. So over the ages, there have been many versions of Hank Hall. This version is known as Extant. Now, he was, kind of the bait and switch villain from the 0 Hour series from a long time ago. It was supposed to fix the Crisis on Infinite Earth story, It didn't. But turned out the real villain was Parallax. Yeah. Doesn't really matter anymore. But anyway, they threw him in here because he's a time traveler. See where this is going? And this isn't the first time Hank Hall has been killed. Hopefully, dying is something you get better at with practice, because apparently he's had a lot. So there you go. They're killing time travelers. Yeah. So in the story, there's another time traveler who doesn't get killed just yet. So he shows up and collects some of these people that are dispersed from their timelines, and they're kind of stuck in the current era and need to get back, but things are all messed up. So I guess this is going to be a setup for another, spinoff series that has this ragtag team of displaced characters. I mean, even Jonah Hex is a part of the team and stuff, but this mysterious time traveler, who is he? We don't know. Is the leader of this team as they travel, looking for a solution to their problem, which is basically getting home and whatnot. But also, oh no, the Omega demons are after them to kill them. So basically, do you really need to get this? Probably not. It's the setup, but a couple of lines of dialogue in wherever else they appear in. This is the kind of thing they could have just done as an 8-page backup in Justice League and be done with it. But I don't know. I guess it's getting its own series or whatever. I don't know. Yeah. Meanwhile, oh, I got to share this one instead. Yeah, boy, it's a good thing I remembered. uh, Aquaman. So finally, and God, I never thought I'd be, paying attention to an Aquaman comic book. It's not bad. It's Jerry Adams is a good writer, and this is like, well, the first conclusion of this arc. It's going to lead to other things, I'm sure, but the main story comes to an end there in issue 8, not issue 12. See, he wraps this story up. Well, it took 8 issues, but had some cool adventures along the way. Reintroduces characters like Arian, and then Captain Nemo's thrown in, and then Zan of the Wonder Twins. You would have thought, but he's just there, and for now, I guess it kind of works out. We'll see. So anyway, we open up with yet another flashback to young Aquaman's days of living at his dad's lighthouse. Son, I saw you on the news. Yeah. How bad was it? Bad. Oops. Sorry about that. There we go. That was his outfit in his younger days, I guess. I got there just after the hurricane made landfall. I helped who I could. Then someone told me of a family that was on their boat. I found it. Underwater. Broken. I tried to get it to the surface as fast as I could. But when I went inside, the whole family, they were... What'd you do? You gave them the bends by going up too fast? I don't know if I could do this, Dad. I know it's hard. The gifts you have will lead you down some dark roads. But don't give up, because that's where the light is needed most. I feel defeated. I understand. I understand. Invictus, son. I know you don't have to recite it. Okay. I won't. But remember, the world's... Man, I really can't see. To be unconquerable, you have to face life on life's terms. Become stronger than the pain, than the hurt, than the evil that tries to bring you down. You have to rise above it like the tide. Arthur, promise me you'll never settle for being anything less than the best man you can be. I promise, Dad. So it's a little pep talk that helps him out later on. Yeah. After he gets completely defeated by this monstrous Dagon guy. But then he reaches out to another power, and that's going to have consequences later. Yeah. I promise. So here he is, all grown up, fighting this a-hole who reveals himself to be even more monstrous than we originally thought. Fight, damn you! Fight Dagon to your last. So there you go. He wants them all to fight, even the mermaids. Yeah. So they fight and fight and fight. And what happens? Well, you'll have to check it out. But but of this stack, it's one of the better titles. Yeah. So there you go, Aquaman. Again, obviously under the auspices of writer Jerry Adams. That puts it a cut above the rest. It does. Okie dokie. We will go now to Batman. And here we continue the much ballyhooed sequel to the Hush story with, Jim Lee coming in with art duties. And, it started off all right, I thought. Then we get to this issue, which, well, It's a nice cover and all that. And you got Batgirl's ass. And then we get into it. I am angry, not only at this situation with myself. Robin, do not make a move. Given the boy's weight and height, he'll bleed out in almost no time at all. Wasn't planning on it. I remember when I worked alone. Now there are others who I am responsible for. Yeah, there's been several others. By now, you'd think you'd come to terms with that. You know, it's a little late to be. Yeah, it's just, this is kind of, you see, this is where I'm going to get to, that there's a sort of slap job plot and repetitive things that have been done before, you know, just a handful of issues ago. So anyway, you want to win this twisted war? Take me in Robin's place. Castling at such a early stage. Why would I trade this rook for your king now? You have so much to learn. Like the fates of Jason and Nightwing, the Joker really can't be trusted. My grandfather used to play chess. I have let Hush exploit this fact. See, he's not even paying attention to what's going on. I know this tactic. I always hated that game. Years ago, Gotham's not-so-finest had me cornered. Batman, take him! I called in a colony of bats. Only this time it's Robin and his birds. So Damian figured out how to make these robot birds fly in and attack his enemies. See? So it's like poking this big dude, and he's like, I don't like it. And so this Batman's reminiscing when he used it's in Batman Year One, he used this sonic thing to call in a bunch of bats. Anyway, team, evacuate. The police never had a chance. So, okay, well, And this madness stops. So he quickly stabs him, and he's like, no. Those who cannot bravely face danger are the slaves of their attackers. I will break you. So Bane takes on the other muscle-bound guy. The stretchy lady attacks Robin. Away from me, Brad. It's time to go. So they get the helicopter. Passons à peut-être. Tommy, this is not a game. Well, you think he's going to listen to that? See, it's just not very... It's not that good, So anyway, and the rest of it goes into more stuff. All the sidekicks, Batgirl, Nightwing, Jason Todd, of course, are all mad at him because he saved the Joker's life in the previous issue. The only one helping him out is Damian, and he does help him here, but he cusses him out for doing it. Yeah. And I already dealt with this. They did that 3 Jokers thing. They were all mad at him. Seems, I guess Chip Zdarsky did a run, same thing. They all got mad at him. It's just the same crap over and over again. And it's like, it's as if they don't know each other. I mean, so there's not a lot here. It's Jim Lee's art. And, it's good. He's done better, but, nothing. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. And this leaves me in this bizarre position to now have to praise a book that I had very little interest in, other than its artwork was really good. Absolute Superman. But out of this stack, it's It's the better one. Well, there's one more that's much better, but it beats Batman Hush too. Yeah, yeah. Not Aquaman though. Oh no, didn't do that. So anyway, this is issue 10. So we get a flashback back to Krypton. Why? It's blown up. It's gone. It's over. Well, apparently there's lessons here, you know. So once again, his dad in this version was a miner, and he's down there, you know, in the mine, and it's the Krypton's coming apart and all that stuff. They're trying to do a rescue mission here. And so Jor-El says, I see them. They're alive. Keep digging. This is Jor-El from engineering. I've broken through the cave-in and found survivors. I need medical teams down here immediately. All right, let's get you out of here. We won't make it. Don't worry. We'll get the wounded out first. No, we won't make it because of them. Oh, my row. That's their Krypton god, you know. Zendor! So there's these creatures that live down there. They're freaking out and killing all the miners. Was that magmoles? But that's impossible. They don't tunnel this far above the planet's mantle, and they've never attacked people. Tell that to the 3 miners they dragged away screaming. Stay close. First sign of a mole, we fight together. Bash it. Oh, wait, that's not Jor-El. Bash its brains in. It's our only chance. Something must have disturbed the food chain. Push them out of their natural habitat. They're scared, and hungry. We can't just, they got teeth that'll chew through sunstone. You want to live to see the sky again? Fight like hell. It's us or them. Here they come. The people of the Kryptonian countryside were used to fighting for survival. Oh, man, did it again. Bloop, bloop, bloop. There's he fixed. Against the scorching red daybreak and hard-boiled soul, the gemstones, storms spewing diamond hailstones at hurricane speeds, the infrared famines, acid tornadoes, and glacial volcanoes that would freeze entire oceans, the ruthless ruling powers of the cities, the sun-crazed beasts of the field. Every day, we battled them all. Sounds like a great place to live, doesn't it? We built a place of peace. How? You know, and all that. Anyway, and beauty. Again, how? In the red lands of Krypton. But it did not come without toil and hardship, without grit and blisters, without the resolve it takes to fight for what is yours. Cal, I have to get back to Cal. Oh, wait, he's Cal, I have to get back to Cal. Drone. No matter the cost. Love a gun. So despite the fact that he doesn't want to hurt these poor innocent animals, like the guy said, it's you or them. So yeah, they got to kill their way out. But he feels bad about it later, you know. So I guess this was thrown in there to get you to, and despite all the horror that this version of young Superman has seen and how distrustful of power and everything he is and how hateful and angry he is toward the same scenario playing out on Earth, but he still has his good-natured, pure of heart thoughts and doesn't want to just outright kill anybody just because they're trying to kill him and are killing other people right in front of him. So yeah, that doesn't really add up to the nature of a Superman who was raised by Midwestern adoptive parents. You know, that didn't happen in this version. So look, you can ultimately do a tale where he ends up doing the right thing, but he's going to be a lot rougher. And if some murderous bastard is trying to kill him or killing others in front of him, he's just going to burn that guy to the ground. You know, that's just the way it is. but Daddy didn't want to kill the lava wolves or whatever. And I learned a powerful lesson that day. But compared to the turds, well, not quite turds, like Hush and Dark Tomorrow, and it did do better overall, narratively speaking, in its plot for this issue than those two. So, oh wait, damn, yeah, I forgot. Yeah. Yep. Let's look for where is there was another I forgot there was a no maybe this one for the Justice League. There it is. There we go. I'm going to make sure I'm looking at everything correctly. Yes, I am. All right. Yeah, we got to review. Well, whatever. So the latest of Justice League Unlimited. So more of this time travel shenanigans from the ashes of time, the quantum quorum. So there we go. The cover is misleading. These three don't appear like this. These three do. So more of the time display. Wait a minute. I did read this one, didn't I? That was last week. So we already covered this. Yeah, I was going on about, hey, look, it's Harley Quinn like she's supposed to be. But that's from the past instead of the terrible character she is today. All right, never mind. I apologize. But, these things happen. They sure do. They sure do. Now I got to put it back on there. Yeah. So here we have the best of no, not me. This one. Oh, it is on there. Okay, never mind. So this one, out of continuity, which technically, certainly the absolute line is as well. But this one, a continuation of the Batman by Gaslight story with the Justice League being introduced, is the best of the batch. Yeah. It's interesting. It's cool. Where's it going? But we get more of this Age of Krypton story, and it fleshes it out a lot more in this issue. So there's their version of course, Batman, but Superman and Wonder Woman. So there we go. A warrior woman from the Earth's core, a green wizard from Mars. I've spun a few tall tales in my time, but this is the most preposterous one I've ever heard. I mean, the chances of anyone coming from Mars are, well, I couldn't give you precise odds, but frankly, it strikes me as unlikely, in spite of all the incredible things that have already happened, not the least of which of him achieving miraculous powers through the Green Lantern ring. But he's not convinced this big green man is from Mars. No. Less likely than a magic ring or a bulletproof strong man. The times are troubled, and I, for one, will not question the wisdom of the fates, who have chosen to bring us now together. Like the fable of the blind man and the elephant, it seems each of us has grasped a different aspect of some deeper mystery. Yet, somehow, it all connects to this. Yeah, it's kryptonite. Of course, they don't know that yet. Man. The ring of Zhongli led you to it, perhaps to empower itself, an outcome The League of Shadows killed dozens to avert. And you, Martian, if such you are, you sense the relic's power from half a world away, the moment it was freed from its vault. A vault, I might add, that was lined with lead. Which brings us to you, Kryptonian. There's that word again, Kryptonian. Is it supposed to be some kind of insult? Yes. Still, you fools do not understand. Krypton was no age of this world, but a world itself. And we get a little history lesson. Krypton, a distant planet circling an aging, swollen sun. Long before the dawn of Earth's recorded history, its people had mastered technologies that even now would seem as magic to your primitive eyes. They lived in peace and plenty, yet they craved more. Their greed would be their doom. Driven to master the forces of reality itself, the Kryptonians tapped into the forbidden energies of the netherworld, another universe, mimical to life, and unbeknownst to them, a cage for that which cannot be killed. For that is not dead, which can eternal lie. If you say so. Unleashed, uncontrollable, the dark forces of the netherworld corrupted and devoured Krypton. So they hopped into a bunch of upside-down pyramids, And I guess that's how the pyramids got built. Well, all right. So it's pretty obvious already from the premise of both this series and the previous one that Kryptonians arrived on Earth in long ago times, influenced its development and whatnot. And it's because they screwed around with, I don't know, demons from hell. And now brought that crap here. But first, they went to Mars, and that's why there's only one Martian left. And barely survived that encounter and made it over to Earth and then, interbred and died out. So that leaves Superman, who, they haven't really explained that yet. Was he just stuck in, the time dilation to where it took him this long to reach the Earth, whereas the rest of his people had arrived, millennia ago? I don't know. Yeah, space is a big place out there, So who knows how long it takes to get to Earth from way over there. As for this big monstrosity they're fighting, that's Lex Luthor. He turned his choo-choo train into a giant robot. Yeah. Yeah, he can do that sort of stuff. Even in the cowboy days. So there you go. That is the deal with the comics for this Wednesday. Hi, Captain Infinity, Time Travel Police. Thanks for showing up. So that's it. That's your comics for Wednesday. Yeah. So I guess I'd better jump to making the thumbnail for tonight's program. There we go. That should do it. Yeah. Yeah. All right. We put that there. And ta-da. See, it's like magic, isn't it? So there we go. There's, I've got all the collection of the images here. So what I'll do is I'll get a tabloid-sized little rectangle here and tilt it on its side, and we'll put Gotham by Gaslight in there. And that's nice. Then we'll go with Absolute Superman. And then, come on, damn it. What's next? Oh, Batman. Whoosh. We'll put him there. Good enough. And we'll go for Aquaman. And we'll put him here. Yeah. Well, maybe underneath. That way the titles get seen, you know. And finally, this, I don't know, Justice League special. It just wasn't all that special, yeah. And there we go with that. So we'll get rid of the background. Like I said, go away. Thank you. And we won't be needing that anymore. Then we'll hit the layers. We'll merge the visible. We will get these as big as possible. And then add the drop shadow behind them, a little definition for them. Whoa, too much. All right, go all the way like that. Let's go all the way. Let's go all the way. Nah. There we go. Maybe make a better way. So, now I'm going to reduce its size to make it fit more to the template of the Wednesday Comics thumbnail. So here we go. We put it in there, and oh, look, it almost fits. Almost. Yeah, that was way too much shadow. But, good enough. Good enough. And that's our show's motto. I can. I keep forgetting I could do that. Maybe take a little bit out of the shadow. Yeah, that'll work. Maybe reduce the title just a tad bit. Yeah. All right, there we go. So here we have my crappy drawing of Gotham by Gaslight, Batman, and we'll put him first up here. There he goes. Why am I always off in the corner? I'm Batman, damn it. And, well, it's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, Batman. You just take your place, damn it. My take on Absolute Superman. So we'll put him there. I don't want Superman covering me up. I don't like that. Yeah, well, I might fix that. Or not. All right, there we go. That's Superman. So long, Superman. And then we have Batman. And we put him. Boy, it's just got to hog up all day. But that's more or less the look of Batman that everyone knows and loves. So, yeah, it's the classic Adam West look. Yes, Robin, there are other Batmen and Superman. Okay. Notice how it doesn't really look right. Maybe he should be in the background. Yeah, maybe so. Okie dokie. All right, there. That's it for Batman. And then finally, Aquaman, who is enormous. I don't know why he's that big, but he just is. Dun, 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 dun. See? There he is, see? Yeah. Yeah. I didn't bother with the Justice League characters, I mean, this'll do. So now I link them all together so that I can move them about. Oh, wait. Look at that. You see that little white line there? Well, I don't like that shit being there. No, I don't. It must be, oh, damn it. It must be Gotham by Gaslight Batman. It's got a little white streak. What did you do? You don't know how to handle bleach. Probably what that is. I don't know. Or he's doing lines. Oh my god. Of course, it was a different time then. Maybe he did. I don't know. It's medicine. The doctor says so. So anyway, there we go. There's our heroes for the Wednesday Comics thumbnail. Yeah, yeah. Oh, damn it. I gotta do this again. You'd think after all these years I'd have this. Yeah. All right. Perhaps there needs to be a layer. Oh, it's already here. I keep forgetting that's always here. See, that gives a little layer of separation with the half-tone pattern over the imagery. Maybe. Yeah, that'll do. Hey, we still got Batgirl's ass in view, As it should be. Let's see. There we go. There's her ass. Yeah. See? That's important. You got to have respect for that. All right, there we go. Now, the only other thing to do is the title. I called it Gaslight Tomorrow because Dark Tomorrow, probably the worst of this collection, with Gotham by Gaslight being the best. See, get it? Although Aquaman, but yeah, I think I like Gotham by Gaslight better. But Aquaman, pretty good. All right. Gaslight Tomorrow. Hey, that's something, huh? It sure is. I mean, I'm saying it is, and I'm in charge, so there you go. It's a done deal now. So there we go. We put the shadow on this, and we're going to want it big, 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 big. And there we go. Maybe, yeah, all right. Sometimes I think maybe the stroke is too much. Sometimes there's too much stroking. Other times, not enough. So, but perhaps this is just right. I guess. I don't know. Maybe they should rise up a little more. Superman. Put Superman there. Something like that. And there you go. Of course, this will appear as the thumbnail after I've concluded the program. Yeah. The hell's this? Oh, yeah. I was watching the show and the romance Karmic and Felicia. And then I did a little cartoon of them. Uh, he has little swirlies and stuff in his videos, and I thought something similar. Probably completely not accurate or whatnot, but a cute cartoon, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. So I did that. Put it out on Twitter. So there you go. Cool, huh? So anyway, that's your comic book stuff from me on a Wednesday, and yeah, it wasn't that great. I'll admit it. But Aquaman and Gotham by Gaslight, Justice or League of Justice, they're calling it. That's the best of the batch. It is, with a distant third of Absolute Superman, which took me by surprise because not too crazy about the title, and yet, damn it, keep messing up my. Take my word for it, I'm screwing up all over the place. But yeah, it took me by surprise because it still has all its Marxist crap in it and stuff like that, and but it's little by little trying to get somewhere. Maybe I don't know, but it's this odd thing about it's an alternate version of it and all this stuff, so that you've got more leeway to do what you want with the characters and all that. And, which I'm fine with and a lot, because the other title I'm praising is exactly that. It's set in, the cowboy days and all that sort of thing, but it's just so much cooler. It's this, steampunk Batman type thing. And, communist Superman. They already did that with the Red Sun, Anyway, but we'll say that the best issue they did was that one about Brainiac, which was like a horror movie type thing. Gotta admit, it's pretty damn cool. So weird, huh? Pat Dixon. Hi, Pat. I like the way they all move together. Linked. Would make a funny cartoon. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, let's see. Bloop, bloop, bloop. They're all connected. And then that's what you do. Hey, no. And then, I don't know, what else? If I can see the, damn it. There you go. Oh, no. Oh, no. Stop it. Yeah. And they, no. Stuff like that, That's what happens. Don't you cover a Batgirl's butt. That's prize buttage. Yvonne Craig in that Batgirl suit. I've told this 1,000 times. I didn't understand why. But seeing her in that suit did something to me. Yeah. You got to learn somehow. Okay. So that'll be, the wondrous thumbnail of, Wednesday comic. Well, I guess. Boy, the design isn't working. Now that I look at it again, I'm like, no, that's not right. That's not right at all. No. And I got to have, looks like the space needs to be occupied a little more. So now this way, wow, this did work out. So you can still see the Gotham by Gaslight League of Justice title. And you can see the Absolute Superman title and the Batman one. And then, of course, Aquaman and Dr. Moore. Forget about Defenders. That's just background crap. And there you go. Now, Aquaman's a little too... Well, we're going to fix that shit. We're going to fix that shit. There you go, stupid. Move over. Yeah, but then my arm's hidden behind Batman. Yeah, well... He's the big kahuna now. You're just going to have to learn to accept that. It's just the way it is. Well, shit. Yeah, well, life deals you these things. Take it up with God or something. Oh, wait, I guess that's me in this case. Yes. So yeah, there you go. There's all kinds of crap you could do with that. I suppose, had I really been thinking, could map out something like that, tape it, and then add the sound effects and dialogue after the fact. And all I got to do is move it around. Boy, it's amazing how little discoveries like that happen, isn't it? Pat Dixon again. Is it me? Or does Aquaman's shirt suck? Yeah, it kind of does, but he's pretty much stuck with it. They tried other things, but he's no Gavin McGinnis. That's what when it comes to fashion. And so that's pretty much his thing. Yeah. In the old Super Friends cartoon, I don't know who the guy was doing the voice, but he just reminded me of a lot of the drunken friends my dad knew. And so I just always assumed Aquaman was a drunk. Later on, he drinks like a fish. And I was like, oh, yes. Yeah. So he was the one always going on a beer run. That being said, people always treated him like he was the joke of the team, And yet I noticed in those cartoons, he was always hanging around Wonder Woman. He needed to catch a ride on her invisible jet because he couldn't fly. Now, he could swim super fast, so he probably could get where they're going that way. But he took advantage. I'm going to need a ride. How about it, Wonder Woman? Well, all right. And then he bust a move. Oh, yeah. He was slamming that. No doubt about it. I mean, what else are you going to do sitting in that jet? Although that would be hilarious. They get it on. It's an invisible jet, and everybody's looking up there. And look at that. Pat Dixon again. Orange isn't a good superhero color. Yeah, that's true. There have been some villains, but Pat Dixon. Plus, he's got no gills. Yeah, he doesn't. I don't know how that works. I guess just his lungs are oriented that way, and he can just swallow it in there. I don't know. He wouldn't. Didn't Man from Atlantis have gills? I thought he did. I know he had webbed hands and shit like that. I don't know, but Aquaman's like half Atlantean and half, the rest of us. So I guess it works out that way. Pat Dixon again. He probably smells like a dried up starfish. Good Lord. Yeah. He's been around some starfish. Cocteau, I still have my copy of Gotham by Gaslight. Was always more of a Marvel guy back then. Yeah, that's the one that started it all when he had to go up against Jack the Ripper. It had Mike Mignola's art, and it had a lot of the cool atmospherics and everything, but ultimately it's Jack the Ripper became Jack the Ripper because Bruce Wayne's mom turned him down and friend zoned him. Come on. Pat Dixon says, LOL, exactly. Pat Dixon, you're killing me. Well, I wouldn't want to do that. Pat Dixon, that should be a superhero. Gaslight. Yeah, I've kind of wondered, or it could be a supervillain, Holy tall tales, Batman. Yes, Robin. It's our old arch enemy, Gaslight. Pat Dixon, I'm not beating you up. What? Yeah, that's Pat Dixon, the shirt. He's like goldfish color. Intimidate. Yeah, I know. That's the thing. Maybe it should have been shades of gray so it could be like Jaws, That's more intimidating. Not gold. He's like, oh, look at you. You're like my little fishy back at home in the bowl. Pat Dixon. Plus, she's sober. Yeah, well, Pat Dixon, I don't remember about Man from Atlantis. Yeah, I don't remember if he had gills or not, you know, but basically that's Aquaman, you know. I mean, they did the movie with Jason Momoa, and the hilarious thing, that movie made $1 billion. Yeah, yeah. So it's like Aquaman was like, "Who's laughing now? You can all suck it." As he grabs another beer. Anyway, when I do my audio plays, Night Knight and Sun King, well, they're not a member of the Justice League, but they're a member of the American Super Society, or ASS for short. And their Aquaman is a character called the Frog Prince. Yeah, yeah. And he's just a hopeless drunk. So, of course, I took that from my childhood days of assuming that Aquaman was a drunk and was banging Wonder Woman on the side. Pat Dixon, Man from Atlantis, was created strictly for gays. Well, I can't imagine what would make you think that. I mean, it did have Patrick Duffy and basically naked except for the yellow shorts. So there's that. And he would swim in that weird way so he could gyrate his body up and down in the water. Oh, yeah, that was probably just entertainment for gays. I mean, what were they going to do? They didn't have easy access to porn back then, Pat Dixon says the intro was so queer looking. You mean strange? A little bit odd, yes. Oh, you mean yes. Well, again, that's all they had. Imagine that. That's all they had. So they all tuned in for Man from Atlantis. And it got canceled because you're a small percentage of the marketplace, aren't you? Yeah. Pat Dixon, he loves that salty water. Oh, good Lord. I hadn't thought of that. That could be the deal. Yeah, there was that chick who, I think there was. Well, there was in one of the episodes. That's the way they did the shows. There was a girlfriend of the week or something. Maybe she was a main character. I don't know. It was a long time ago. But anyway, always, looking at him lovingly and getting saved by him and stuff and hoping one day. And he was never going to do it. It's odd because he's used to all things fishy. Anyway, Pat Dixon, ocean smells like ass. It all checks out. Well, there is that. Good Lord. Smells like ass. He wallows in it. And, of course, starfish. So, boy, it all comes together. Man from Atlantis. There you go. We solved that one. Well, after that, he moved to Dallas to battle it out with his greedy brother over the family's oil fortune, Ended up married to Victoria Principal. Yeah. She did nude pictures. She did. At the time, probably thought, no one will ever see that. I did. That's right. The Ewings. The Ewings. Yeah. Now we know the ew part. But Bobby doesn't talk about that anymore. If JR knew what Bobby was up to in his oceanography days, hanging out with all those guys, in the ass-smelling ocean. Yeah. You can't leave the inheritance to Bobby, Daddy. He's a fruit. Damn it. I built you in oil, not to be taken over by some twink. That kind of thing. Of course, then Miss Ellie, that's her baby boy, and Jock would have to just sort of give, I know Miss Ellie. He was always feeling bad because JR was evil and stuff, and he was, I'm sorry, Miss Ellie. All I ever taught that boy was business. Yeah. Anywho, I guess it all worked out. Pat Dixon says, loves a different kind of oil. It's a geyser. So there, Diddy parties at the Red. Dallas. You see, at one time, there were what was called primetime soap operas as opposed to the daytime ones. And there was Dallas, Falcon Crest, Dynasty. Oh, and Knots Landing. That was a spinoff of Dallas. Yeah. Turns out there was another Ewing boy that I don't know. JR was able to run him off, but not Bubby. And I forget what happened with that one. I never really paid much attention to it. Did watch Dallas for a while. Yeah. 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 I had a thing for Victoria Principal for a while. Yeah. But anywho, that thing ran a long time. And then I don't know what became it. Knots Landing lasted until 2009? Really? Who shot JR? Oh, his mistress. What was her name? She was a hot chickadee too. She would show up in quite a few like TV movies and stuff. I can't even remember what the deal was. It was a bit anticlimactic, but she thought banging JR would go somewhere. And it was pretty obvious he was never going to divorce Sue Ellen. So she was like, I did all that, kneeling for nothing. And so she shot him, so wait, and a lot of people were surprised someone finally did it, that kind of thing. But, that was a big deal. That was a big deal at the time because it was a cliffhanger for the season. Who shot JR? People were more interested in that than, John Lennon or Reagan getting shot. It was the times, Oh, Kristen? Her name was Kristen? Okay. I was thinking of the actress, though. But, yeah, brunette. And yeah, she was a hot little chickadee. They had most of the chicks on those 80s shows, they were all smoking. They're incredible. It's like that stupid Buck Rogers show. It's stupid. But god damn, those girls on there. Holy crap. And of course, they had them in the tight outfits and everything. That's great. Pat Dixon, Larry Hagman, one of Hollywood's most famous drunk TV actors. Oh, yeah. Total alcoholic and ended up having to get a liver transplant because he was on death's door because he saturated that thing. But he got the transplant, lived on for a good while, then got cancer. I don't know if it was in the liver, though. That would be terrible, you go through all that, and then somebody dies in their match, and you get their liver, and then you just, I can go back to drinking now, I don't know if that's what happened. But anyhow, that was the poor Larry Hagman. They did a revival of Dallas. It wasn't that bad. And then, of course, Larry Hagman died in the midst of the show. So, and in that one, who shot JR? I think he shot himself. Yeah, in that one. But anyway, it wasn't bad. But after that, it kind of, the interest in it died off. And, oh, well. Joe DiMaggio went through 4 livers. Good Lord. That's just baseball legend privilege, I guess. And they just kept going, the front of the line every time. Yeah, I know this is, we'll put you on the transplant list, but it's difficult to come by and there's a lot of demand and, famous baseball player gets 4 of them. Plus, you got to hand it to him. He banged Marilyn Monroe. Yeah, he's had a lot of great privileges in life. Enough already. But they gave him 4. Yeah. Yeah. Say, geez. And it's still not working. No, not working at all. All right. TV Max, shut off my. Oh, you can hear me? Can you hear me? Just say you can hear me. Otherwise, yeah, you're back. All right. I don't know what that's about. Just all of a sudden it says, your audio has been disconnected. And then I said, well, turn it back on, stupid. And I'll go in there and click the thing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Refresh, nothing, nothing, nothing. It's still telling me it's off, but oh, God. You see, Evie Mux tasks me. It tasks me. But anyway, that's the show. There's really nothing else. NC, yes. I can see I'm coming through and all that, even though the mic is not indicating, but I can take your word for it that I'm being heard. I shall be heard. So there we go. I don't know what I'll do. I'll do the pop culture breakdown now that I've got this. You can see me. Oh, I'm fully clothed, right? Yeah. Anyway, yeah, the pop culture breakdown thing. I don't know if I guess we'll talk about the Alien show. I watched the third episode. I was open that there were possibilities there, but I'm not so certain about this one. It's not looking great. I mean, aesthetically, it looks really good, but story wise, we'll see. Anywho, Doug. Pat Dixon, oh no, we can see everything you're doing. Damn it. Well, what are you going to do? What am I going to do now? Everyone's going to know. Hey, look, it's all these backgrounds. Cool, huh? Yeah. See? It's as simple as that. This will be the one I'll be using. What the hell is that? Is that like the thing? Get over there. I don't want them to see that. There. Destroying the illusion. What's this one? I don't even know what it is. Oh, yeah. This is the The Sunday comics, look how crappy it is. You got to have a backlight, and I have one, but I just didn't put it there. And then this one, haven't used it in a while. New York City Crime Report. By the way, you can check out New York City Crime Report by heading over to censored.tv or Compound Censored now and subscribe. And then you can watch all the great shows there, including New York City Crime Report. Oh, yeah. And you're going to want to use that promo code PAT. I know, spelled just like Pat. And you'll get a discount on your subscription. Isn't that nice? Yeah. Hey, look at that. Cool. Huh? What the hell? Oh, geez. I didn't even know. See, you can't see it when it's all black. That's the other camera that does the artwork thing. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of cool looking. You know, I probably should use that more often. Yeah. Could do that. And then, oh, look, it's the latest logo or something. I don't know. Then there's this, my New York Post Stories background, which I use when I do New York Post Stories videos, sometimes cartoons, sometimes just me sitting here babbling about something terrible that happened in New York City. Either way, those are featured in New York City Crime Report. And so, you're going to want to, subscribe to check those out too. Yeah. I know the illusion is now shattered. I no longer can convince people that I have multiple studios. No, I don't. It's all the same thing. Come on, show up, stupid. Oh, yeah, I forgot all about that. Look at that. It's Fonzie. AIDS. There's come on, stupid. There's a cartoon of Steel Toe when he was going to court, or one of the times he was going to court. There's Daredevil and the She-Hulk twerking. They banged. They did. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, look. It's Gavin McInnes. Yeah. Oh, yeah, this one. It's Steel Toe with his head boil. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we could do this all morning, couldn't we? But why would I do that? I might as well end the show. Oh. Pat's trying to tell me something. Pat Dixon says, oh, no, we can see everything. Oh, yeah, that. Doug! Oh, he's yelling at me. Doug, you're on the internet. Oh, shit. That means everyone's going to know. Look at me sitting here with all my silly cartoons. That's supposed to be private. I'm live? Oh, damn it. I thought this was on tape. And think, oh, well, I tried. I know. It's not your fault. It's mine. Cocktail, I might try to go back to sleep. Either way, it's going to be a great day. And that's optimistic, isn't it? I never have that. Pat Dixon, okay, those are my plugs. I'm out. Yes. So, yeah, do check out compoundcensored.tv for all those fun shows, including New York City Crime Report. Cocktail, this XP thing in YouTube chat is fucking weird. Yeah. I don't understand YouTube either. Cocktail, now I'm number one. What did I do to ascend to the number one ranking? You see, wouldn't it help to know? I wish I could tell you, because I might like to be number one once in a while. But it's always a mystery to me. Yeah. Yeah. That being, success at anything. All right, there we go. That's going to do it for this edition of Wednesday Comics. And there'll be another one because every week has a Wednesday. So guaranteed there'll be another. What will I talk about then? Well, comic books. Which one? I don't know yet. But I'll find one. Don't worry. because I've seen plenty of them. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll chit chat again. Well, before next Wednesday, I'll probably do another video tonight, or I mean, stream, whatever. You know the deal. And I'll talk to you then. Yeah.